Well, hello, folks. It's criminal defense hero Don Hammond here with a California firearms law update. A lot's been happening lately, and we've been getting a lot of questions about how things are changing in California's strict and complicated regime of firearm restrictions. So we just wanted to put a quick update out there on what's been happening. About a month ago, a federal judge down in San Diego overturned California's high capacity magazine ban in a case called Duncan versus Bonta. Of course, that was immediately stayed by the Ninth Circuit, so still can't have those high capacity magazines yet, but it's looking like that may be on the horizon. And then just about 2 weeks ago, in a case called Miller versus Bonta, that same judge struck down California's assault weapons ban. That decision has now been stayed as well, but the judge said a lot of things. Actually, this case went back quite a ways, several years, to before the Bruin decision from the United States Supreme Court, where this judge actually overturned the assault weapons ban. It was stayed pending review by the Ninth Circuit. Then Bruin came down, and the Ninth Circuit sent it back to the same judge and said, hey, now we have a whole new regime of analyzing Second Amendment law from the Supreme Court. So why don't you give us a new decision on this case? Since Bruin made it a tougher scrutiny on the government to restrict or prohibit firearms possession, there's no surprise that the judge said, "Well, I thought the ban was illegal before, and now that it's a tougher standard on the government, I think the ban is still illegal now." So that was a predictable decision from that judge in San Diego. But now that has been stayed as well. So don't go out and grab all those assault rifles yet. We can't quite get there. But it looks like it's moving in the direction where that's going to be have some major changes in California. Another major change in the law was Senate Bill 2 that was passed by the legislature a couple of months ago. It was signed by Governor Newsom, and it is set to take effect on January 1st, 2024. Now, this new law changes a lot of penal code sections, making it actually easier to get a CCW permit, a concealed carry firearms permit in California, by removing some of the requirements, and most notably the good moral character requirement. You might question whether we should have a good moral character requirement, but in the wake of Bruin, which actually struck down the good cause requirement to get a permit, now we're loosening it up further and getting rid of the moral character requirement to get a permit. Now, of course, with that loosening comes tightening in other areas, including where people can carry a firearm. Even when you do have a permit, this law is very restrictive on where somebody can carry. You can't carry at, obviously, airports or schools. That's been the law for a long time, but it's tightened up to specify that child care facilities, daycares, public parks, transit facilities, including buses and trains, any place where alcohol is even sold, period. So that means any restaurant. And then there's a catch-all that says any public place that doesn't have a sign that says you can carry, this law basically says you can't carry. So it really tightens it down to, well, you can carry in your car, you can carry in your place of business, which they can't legally restrict. You can carry in your home, I guess walking down the sidewalk, but it's very restrictive otherwise as to where you can carry a firearm in public, even when you do have a permit. Now, the California Rifle and Pistol Association has filed a lawsuit to try to stop that law from taking effect. That's set for a hearing on December 4th. So we might see a judge issue an injunction to stop Senate Bill 2 from taking effect, or just portions of it. So that look out for those future developments. But there's been a lot going on. We get a lot of questions about California's firearms laws, and I am an NRA certified shooting instructor as well as a critical response attorney for the United States Concealed Carry Association. So I stay up to date on these things. If you have questions about these things, give us a call.